Hello and welcome. You're watching the Royal Ranthambore presents BT Golf. I'm Sakshi, Batra, and with me somebody very special on this course. And this morning on Sunday, I have with me Mr. G N Bajpai, and he is the former SEBI chief, and he's worked all his life in the insurance industry as well. So some more questions on that as well. But first up, how's your game going so far?
So far it's okay. It's not very bad. I've just started actually. I've played 2 holes and I think I've done well.
Okay, and what do you think of BT Golf as a tournament?
I'm very pleased to join them. In fact, this is one of the golf tournament which I keep waiting for.
Okay. And so far, if you can help us understand in your professional life, how does really golf playing really help you?
Well, golf is a very mind game. People have a misunderstanding that it's just only a walk. Actually, golf is a full game, both body and mind. And for every stroke, you have to select the club, you have to decide which position you have to take, and you have to say what kind of swing you have to run. Yeah. So therefore, golf, I consider, is a great management game.
Right. You know, what kind of, strategies or decisions you take back and the lessons you take back from the golf course to the boardroom?
Well, that is that think, decide what you want to do, consider your strokes, impact, and then play. And then decide the decision.
Right. Why do you think, golf really attracts all the decision makers, the top CEOs and the management right on this course?
Because they feel it's not only a relaxation and also an easy going game, but it also helps them keep their body fit as well as the mind also very fit.
Absolutely. Let's also talk a little bit more on the way our economy is shaping up and, the growth projections. We are just a few days away from the union budget as well. What is your own sense? Have you been tracking all of this news now? And, how do you see the entire thing shaping up?
Well, absolutely. In fact, I personally feel very proud about the way Indian economy is shaping. And since I have been in the past contributory to this process of trying to modernize Indian economy and also put what we call the structural reforms in place, I'm greatly pleased. And in fact, all those structural reforms are opening up now. And therefore, to my mind, it's not only the current year, but the next year. Unless something goes drastically wrong, India's economy is on a float.
Okay, and what about the recessionary fears across the globe? Are we going to actually just be the brightest spot despite the world actually looking at a big slowdown?
Well, I wouldn't say that the recession or likely recession is not exactly still decided whether the recession is going to come. But there is a likely recession will impact India, but very marginally, because our exports are not that much affected. Is most of our skill sport, that's software, and of course engineering exports, which are needed, and therefore there may be a marginal impact on Indian economy. But since Indian economy is driven by the domestic factors, I'm sure this will continue to grow.
Okay. Also, this time around, there's hope that this is the last full budget of the government before the general elections next year. Could it be a populist one? What is your sense?
I'm not too sure, because I'll tell you frankly, this particular political executive have been conducting themselves very responsibly in the matter of physical deficit or in the physical responsibility. And therefore, notwithstanding the fact that the election are around the corner, they'll be physically irresponsible. Fortunately for them, there's a good growth in the revenues. So they have a leeway to keep pushing the infrastructure investments.
Understood that. Also, sir, since you've been working a lot about, in ESG governance, and that's something which you're very passionate about as well. A lot of institutional investors, foreign investors are keen to invest in India in those spheres. But what is the kind of preparedness that we have back home?
No, so far as the ESG is concerned, in fact, India's governance structure is fairly comparable. And therefore, we don't have those kind of issues. Here and there, 1 or 2 misconducts keep taking place in every market that happen in India too. But I'm proud that I've been associated with putting up some of those infrastructure. And fortunately, there is a consciousness in Indian corporate to be doing environment as also social also. And therefore, I feel broadly the global outlook about India is very, very positive.
Okay, understood that. Also, one last question on the way the insurance industry is shaping up right now. A lot of commentary was that this could well be the decade for insurance industry in India. We've seen LIC getting listed, although that did not perform very well on D Street as well. But how do you see this industry shaping up and the penetration going forward from here? The kind of steps that have been taken by the government, the Bima Sugam Yojana, will all of this really considerably help penetration in India as far as insurance is concerned?
India's insurance penetration is bound to increase and very exponentially. The reasons are 2. One, that economy is doing well and the people have more money to spare to put into investment and also to do the risk of their life. Fortunately, currently the IRDA, the current chairman, is very progressive minded, and he has been trying to liberalize to the extent so that industry can move faster. But to my mind, it is not only that. What is happening in the mindset of the corporates or the leadership in the insurance industry is to adopt technology. And technology is going to play. In fact, the insurance industry is in for disruption. Maybe some other day we'll have a discussion what kind of disruption is going to take place.
Well, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bajpai, for speaking to us on Business Today. And here's hoping that you have a great game going forward from here. Hope to catch you very soon.
Thank you, Sakshi. Very nice to talk to you, and I hope to win today.
Absolutely, absolutely. All the very best. We hope so too.
Presented by Royal Ranthambore Heritage Collection.